I've investigated dozens of reportedly haunted locations, but there's something about the Lemp Mansion in St. Louis that stands apart. 4 family suicides in the same house over several decades. That's not just tragedy, that's a pattern that demands investigation. Once home to a brewing dynasty, this mansion became a house of unimaginable sorrow, and today many believe that grief never left. Hello friends, my name is Marcia, and this is Midwest Ghost Hunters. The Lemps weren't just wealthy, they were St. Louis royalty. By the mid-1800s, William Lemp controlled one of America's largest breweries, using the city's natural limestone caves to keep their beer cool before refrigeration existed. At their peak, the family lived in absolute luxury, and their mansion was the crown jewel of their empire. But success couldn't protect them from what was coming. In 1901, Frederick Lemp, William's son and heir, died young. That loss shattered William, and just 3 years later he took his own life inside the mansion. As an investigator, I always look for patterns, and this was just the beginning. Over the following decades, 3 more family members would die by suicide within those same walls. What started as a symbol of triumph became a monument to despair. Today, the Lemp Mansion operates as a restaurant and inn, but the reports I hear are compelling. Guests and staff consistently describe phantom footsteps on empty staircases, voices calling from deserted rooms, and doors that open and close on their own. Some claim to see full apparitions of the Lemp family members, still wandering the halls. The 3rd floor is where things get really interesting to me as an investigator. This is where reports focus on a child known as the monkey-faced boy, believed to have been a family member with disabilities who was kept hidden away. Witnesses describe toys moving on their own, children's laughter in the night, and a presence that feels playful but deeply lonely. These reports follow classic patterns I've seen in other locations with concentrated emotional trauma. Now, I always ask myself, are we dealing with genuine paranormal activity or the psychological impact of knowing this tragic history? With 4 suicides tied to one family and one location, that level of concentrated trauma creates what we call residual energy. The reports are remarkably consistent, which is significant in my experience, but we have to consider how the mind responds to such a heavy historical backdrop. If I were to investigate the Lemp Mansion myself, I'd focus on the 3rd floor and the specific rooms where the family died. I'd want to document temperature fluctuations, EMF readings, and especially any audio claims. Sometimes the most compelling evidence comes from the quietest moments. The Lemp Mansion forces us to tackle the questions every paranormal investigator faces. Can extreme emotional trauma leave permanent impressions on a location? Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, there's no denying the power of this family's story. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever visited the Lemp Mansion? What did you experience? Drop your stories in the comments. I read every single one. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and may the truth reveal itself in the shadows.